want to do now, we've been having this great conversation about just food in general, ways to kind of make sure that health is still a priority, talking about also trying to make sure the tastiness factor and the healthy factor are on the same level. I want to get into a section that I always do called myths versus facts. And so how it works on the show, if you're new to the show, what I do is I say a statement and I ask our panelists to say myth or fact. Again, this is really about setting the truth. You know, we don't want you to get your health information from Dr. Google. We want you to get your information from vetted, proper resources that have a vested interest in your health and not just a vested interest in your wallet at the end of the day. So again, we're talking about building trust and delivering truth. So here we go. I'm going to say a statement, and then they're going to either say myth or fact, and then they're going to give us a few statements, a few sentences why it's a myth or fact. We're going to kind of keep it kind of rapid fire and everything like that. So here we go. Bonnie, you're sitting next to me, so you get the first statement. Here we go. Myth or fact? Oh, this is an easy one, but I'll get to you. So here you go. Myth or fact? Maintaining a healthy diet, drinking water, and minimizing stress are ways to best support healthy living.
That is a definite fact.
Please explain.
I think, eating healthy obviously is key to maintaining a healthy weight, maintaining blood chemistries in the area that you want them to be.
Correct.
And then drinking a lot of water, it's really good for you. You're not drinking sugary, sweetened drinks, and it helps flush everything out. It's really, drinking a lot of water is really essential. And of course, stress, there's so much that goes with stress. And if you can balance your stress, whether it's doing some exercise or yoga or meditation, it's really beneficial.
And your diet can be very complementary. I mean, how you manage your lifestyle can be very complementary to your diet, and vice versa, without a doubt, if you're looking at the big picture for total health impact. Here we go. Chef Nicole, here we go. Myth or fact? Here's a statement. Meal planning takes too much time to do.
That is a myth.
Please explain.
It takes some time, but it is not a burden. You can be very smart about your planning. So, if you shop well, you can spend a few hours in the kitchen and have a week's worth of meals, as opposed to, really trying to play catch up over the period of a week or weeks, as you are out and about, or defaulting. It's a lot more drastic to hit that drive-through, even though it may feel quick. The impact is a lot different. But that is a myth.
Thank you very much. And I think about, of course, sometimes the day just never goes how you plan it's going to go. Doesn't turn out that way. And so, yeah, you might get home and be just strapped for time and say, forget this. I'm just going to do this drive-through. So thank you for myth-busting that statement. Here we go. Bonnie, here's a statement. I like this one. Granola and yogurt are a healthy breakfast.
Well, we kind of talked about that prior. It's more than likely that's a myth. It's probably not healthy. It probably has too much sugar in there. If there is ways to do it where it's healthier, there can be some healthy granola. It depends on how you make it. But I think for the most part, the granola that you usually buy in the stores is full of sugar, and a lot of your flavored yogurts are as well. So you think you might be doing something really good for you, but in reality, if you did a plain Greek yogurt with more of a nut or a seed, that would be a better choice.
Excellent. And I see that certainly a lot of patients will come in and say, and this is my breakfast, granola, yogurt, and they say, oh my gosh, I still haven't lost any weight, or their numbers from a metric standpoint, their numbers still stay elevated when you're looking at some of your diabetic population. So thank you for clarifying that one. Here we go. Chef, I like this one. Here's a statement. Many restaurants will not accommodate my dietary restrictions.
That is a myth.
That's a myth? Please explain.
Restaurants these days will accommodate. I mean, you can go and ask for modifications, omit dairy, or, take away a certain recipe item because of allergens or what have you. Restaurants are sensitive to that with customers because of the growing amount of, people who have different, vegan, gluten-free, celiac disease, those kind of things. And so in order to retain and keep a great customer, you have to provide the offerings, or you have to be able to provide options or adjustments to keep that customer happy.
All right, thank you. Here we go. Next statement for you, Bonnie. I get this all the time. Carbs are bad for you. What's your take on that? Myth or fact?
That's a myth. However, I am going to quantify that statement. It's a myth, but I think you need to shift more for complex carbohydrates in your diet as opposed to like simple carbohydrates. So things like sweet potatoes, beans, brown rice, those are all healthier carbs that are usually fiber-filled. Fruits is a carb. A lot of people don't realize that. And it breaks down into your body into sugar. So it's really important to make sure that you watch what types of carbs that you are consuming.
Excellent. Here we go, Chef. We'll do a couple more of these. Here we go. Here's a statement. It's important to read food labels to limit added sugars, sodium, and excess fats.
Yes. That is yes.
That's a fact.
Fact.
Right.
I couldn't get the word out.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yes, you want to read your labels. That's where it tells the story, and you can see very clearly sodium, sugars, etc. So now when now you have a choice, as opposed to kind of blindly like, oh, I'm just going to grab that. You want to be informed, and the more informed you are, the better off you are in terms of your nutrition.
Excellent. We'll do a couple more. Here you go, Bonnie. Here's a statement. Making quick, healthy meals for my family is very hard to do.
That's a myth.
Please explain.
There's lots of healthy things that you can do very quickly, especially if you plan ahead. So I think a key is having the ingredients on hand, knowing in advance what you want to make that night, and then you can go home and make it. Or even if you do a service, that if you really are pressed for time, that's a great way to have a healthy meal that you're making yourself, and you just have the ingredients delivered to you.
Excellent. And you know what? You guys are doing this. I haven't had a chance to participate, so I'll do this last myth versus fact because why not? So I want to do this one. I'll pick one off my list. This is a good one. Here we go. I like this one. Let's see this one. I like this one. Here we go. Eating a plant-based diet can have incredible health benefits. Now, plant-based diet, I would say that is true. Now, plant-based diet doesn't mean eating Skittles and French fries, without a doubt, because that is bad for you. But that is technically plant-based. But no, eating a diet of your legumes, your farro, your quinoa. Certainly your fruits, berries, nuts, seeds. These are things that we talk about. Actually, I've talked about this show a lot with a population called the blue zones. And they eat these kind of foods. They avoid the sugar. They avoid other things that they avoid the saturated fats. So eating a plant-based diet has certainly a lot of benefits, certainly when it comes to health maintenance and disease prevention. I hope that more people will choose going more plant-based. Doesn't seem to give everything that you need to do, but we've gotten away from eating things that grow from the ground. And I think that's an important thing to make sure that we do when we talk about our own health destiny. So, hey, we got about 5 minutes left.